Hey lads, welcome to the video on how to do a provision for doubtful debts, journal entry and T account video. Okay, so if something doesn't make sense, pause it, stop, make sure it does, because I've got to fly through things pretty quickly here. Okay, so we'll get on to the first step. Alright, so the first step is to record the balances from the trial balance into the T account. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll go to debtors, go to debit side balance, $47,000. Then we go to bad debt, go to debit side balance for $1,500. Then we go to provision for doubtful debt. Now we know PFDD is a negative asset, so that should have a credit side balance, and it does for $2,000. So balance, $2,000. Okay, first step done. All right, second step is to write off any additional bad debts and do the journal entry for that. Okay, so now's when we go to our additional information down the bottom there. Okay, so $100 of additional bad debt. That's the entry. That's the step we're doing now. Okay, so when we write off bad debt, we know we have to increase bad debt expense. So it should be 100. We write that off to debtors account. Then we go up to debtors. Okay, so this is the first stripe. We go bad debt, $100. So this is writing off the additional $100 worth of bad debt. Okay? Next step. Sorry, not next step. Finish off this one. We're going to go do the journal entry. Okay, so the date's the 30th of the 6th. The debit entry, that's the bad debt. So this is the bad debt account. So bad debt, debit entry, $100. And then the credit side, so follow the stripe up, is bad debt. Sorry, is debtors. Okay, debtors is the account that we put in. Okay, so that's the first one done. All right, we've written off the additional $100 worth of bad debt. Okay, and done the journal entry for it. So second step completed. Now we're on to number 3. So this involves closing off. Closing off means just taking the balance down to 0. Closing off bad debt. So all I like to do, put the balance in there that you want to start off with. Okay, so if you're closing off bad debt, that balance needs to be 0. Now, clearly, it doesn't equal 0 right now. We've got $1,600 on this side and 0 on this side. So clearly, in order for this to be 0, $1,600 worth needs to be on the credit side of this T account. All right. Now, when we close off bad debt, we do it to the PFDD, or the provision for doubtful debts account. Okay, that's the other side of the entry. Okay. The PFDD. This is our second stripe. Okay. So from here, follow that line up to the PFDD account. All right, so we PFDD, 1,600, bad debt for $1,600. Okay, so we've done the T account. All right, we've closed off bad debt to the PFDD. Now we have to do the journal entry for it. Okay, so this is the first part of the B&D sandwich. Okay, provision for doubtful debt is the debit entry. Okay, so that's the debit entry on the debit side, provision for doubtful debt for $1,600. And then bad debt is the credit side entry. Okay, bad debt, credit side entry, $1,600. So like I said, first part of the B&D sandwich. Okay, so that's step number 3 done. All right, we've closed off bad debt taking the balance down to 0 to the PFDD count. All right, and then done the journal entry for that there. Okay, step 4, and probably the hardest part. All right, adjusting the PFDD to the correct amount. All right, so now is when our dot point becomes important. All right, we've done this part. We've written off the additional bad debt. Now we need to adjust the PFDD to be 10% of closing debtors. So the first part of that is finding out what closing debtors is. Okay? So we go to the T account for debtors. What do we think it is? It's 46,900. Okay? Clearly the balance here, we have 47 on this side, $100 on this side. The balance is 46,900. Okay, so that's closing debtors. Now PFDD, we want that provision balance in total to be 10% of that figure. All right, so down here we'll do a bit of working out. Okay, 46,900. The closing debtors balance, 46,900 times 10% equals 4,690. Okay, so this is our target. We want this balance to be 4,690. All right, that's what we want this provision balance to be. Clearly, though, right now it's not. All right, right now, what is it sitting at? 400, isn't it? So we've actually got a missing figure here. Okay, with that question mark, that's what's called doubtful debt. Okay, that's the key to doing this question properly, okay? Clearly there's a missing figure here. There's a missing number that we haven't got yet. All right? So there's a formula which is probably easier for some of us to use than rather than doing it in our head. So I'll write this down here for us. Okay? That formula is doubtful debt. So that's what we want to know. Equals target plus bad debt minus the balance. Okay, so the target is just what we want the balance to be. Okay, so we want our balance to be 4,690. So we'll plug that in. This is just a matter of plugging in the right numbers. 4,690 plus bad debt, 1,600. Minus our starting balance, $2,000. And we'll see that pumps out a number. You do that in your calculator, okay, of better do that in my calculator. I can't do that in my head. Yes, I can. 4,290. Okay, so this is going to be our key to the question. That is our doubtful debt expense. Right, so we can plug this in up here. 4,290. All right, and what was probably useful to do? Make sure that this actually adds up right. Okay, so add these two together, take away the 1,600, and you'll get 4,690. So we know we've got the right figure here. Okay, so now it's time to do our third stripe. Okay, doing our third stripe now. So we've got the doubtful debt expense. Now we've got to record that in the ledger here. Okay, so 4,290. Okay, 4,290. That's going to be PFDD. All right, we're nearly there. Okay, we've recorded the doubtful debt expense, done all our calculations. Now we finish off with the journal entry and adjusting the trial balance. Okay. So the second part of the B&D sandwich. So doubtful debt in the middle, on the top there, and provision for doubtful debt on the bottom. Okay, so here's the B&D sandwich right here. Okay, and this amount here, this is us recording the doubtful debt, okay? So it's just this number here, 4,290. So us recording in the journal the doubtful debt existed or it happened. Okay? So we're basically done. Right? Last thing I'll do is actually adjust the trial balance or add it in new accounts, okay? Because when we're doing the statements, we're going to need those correct figures. All right? So it's a matter of just going to our accounts and adjusting these figures to be the correct balances, okay? So debtors, we know that now is 46,900. Bad debt, what's the balance for that? Well, it's 0 because we closed it off, remember? Balance for debt, bad debt is 0. The provision balance, okay? That's 4,690. So don't mind about how much is increasing or decreasing. Get the correct balances in, okay? 4,690 is our balance, so that's what we need to adjust that amount to, okay? We done? I don't think so. There's one more, okay? Doubtful debt. So we need to add that account to our list. Doubtful debt. And our balance for that is 4,290 on the debit side, okay? So that's all done. Now those figures are ready to go into the statements, okay? So when you do your statements, you now be ready to use these correct figures, all right? All good. Hope this was useful. Like I said, I did go through it pretty quickly, so go back, stop, make sure it all makes sense, okay? And see you in class.